Seoul is the first charter school in the county of Fresno. We just got recently rechartered for 5 years. We're very proud of that. We're proud of the kids that went through the process of chartering. I mean, we included the kids in the process, and we went to Fresno Unified's board meeting, and we had at-risk youth filled the board meeting, and they had to wait 3 hours before they had the opportunity to speak, and they were all, again, as we expected them to be, but I think others were surprised at how well behaved these kids are.
One thing that really caught my eye about Seoul was the teachers. They're really attentive about you. They're really on you about your grades and everything, and they're not only as teachers like in ordinary schools or big classrooms and everything where they're like, all right, I'm gonna help this student. They're all like focusing on each individual student, staying after school, helping them, and it's just better. I mean, with the bigger classroom, they can't keep up with every single student. With the smaller classrooms in the smaller environment, every student, the teachers are like their friends.
One of the differences between being at a traditional school and being here at a charter school is that you see the results at a much faster pace. You see the transformation in students. You see how they adapt to our programs, and they take the adaptation skills and take them out into the real world. As a teacher, I feel a much higher level of satisfaction working with at-risk youth than I would at any other traditional school.
Ultimately, is to make sure they have that path to post-secondary education, which, majority of our students go directly to Fresno City College. And that's a process in itself as far as getting them ready for what they call registration to go, which means if they get a certain, if they complete some prerequisites in, that's expected of them, then they can get their classes before they even graduate from high school, which we just completed last Wednesday.
A couple weeks ago, I registered for Fresno City. I'm a major in teaching, education, stuff like that. Like, I like learning about stuff that goes on around the world. There's always a way to bounce back from it. Like, you can always keep going. Like, the teachers push you, like, no matter, like, you can have, like, the worst grades, but they'll help you, like, be the person you want to be because they know that you can.
We have 1,200 employees, and over 600 of them work in our Head Start program. Head Start is known as an education program, but it's really much more than that. I mean, it's a family development program. We help mothers get education as well as 4-year-olds.
Well, I first heard about Head Start when I was at the doctor's office. I noticed there was a flyer, and I was like, let me look into it. And I called the number, and I was glad that flyer was there because I was able to call them, and my son was able to be enrolled in the program.
A lot of the families want them to learn English if they're a dual language learner. That's a big focus that they have so that they know that they have the school readiness skills when they enter kindergarten. A lot of times people want to say that Head Start is just a daycare or that's what we provide. We do have a curriculum. Our children do learn. They do get their kindergarten readiness skills to go on and be successful. Not only that, we have parents who are becoming successful because Head Start is available to them. And that's very important because we want them to succeed, not fail in their education. My last year that I was at City College, I heard somebody saying, Miss Hernandez, and I'm like, turn around because we go through so many kids. She was getting ready to start the nursing program at Fresno State, and she had been one of my first Head Start students. And I'm like, wow. She says, I did it. And she says, you said I always could. I said, that's right. You always can if you have the right start. And I think Head Start is a good stepping stone to get them in that direction.
In the local conservation corps, we have the Youth Built Charter School over there, and they have to make a decision on whether they want to change their life or they want to go back to the life that is comfortable, that they know, that is the life that's easy for them to return to, because may not be the life we all understand, but it's a life that they have grown up in. It's the life that they're comfortable with. Sean Riggins is National Youth Build Director of the Year. So it's not just we say we're doing a good job. It's national recognition, both at the core, in two different places at the core.
The local Conservation Corps is a vocational training program for young adults 18 to 25. We provide training in construction, landscaping, solar, weatherization, recycling, and we also have 3 reentry programs for young people who are trying to reintegrate back into society after they've been locked up. We also have an on-site high school. Youth Build Charter School of California is our education partner, and that high school serves young adults 18 to 24. About 30% of our population are non-core members, so those are students who are just coming in off the streets to obtain a high school diploma, and we are WASC accredited. One person that really stands out is we had a young person who traveled with me to Washington, D.C. this past February. He was chosen as one of the 6 National Corps Members of the Year, chosen out of a field of 30,000 Corps members. And so this young man came into the program, did not have a high school diploma, and worked his way through where he was recognized on Capitol Hill by Congressman Jim Costa, presented the award as a Corps Member of the Year. Any young person who comes in and finishes the program and gains these skills, I think, is a success.
As a young person, it makes me feel good helping the community with food distributions, any youth build events. It makes me feel better that I can give back to the community and help out with those sorts of things. And it just leaves this warmth feeling in me that I can help out.
So TLC it's a program. It's a Transitional Living Center is what it stands for, and what it is it's a program that helps homeless young adults transition into independent living. Some of them come from having no support, maybe at home, to just not knowing how to function in the adult world, and so they end up with us, and through that they learn sometimes life skills. They learn how to budget. They learn how to set goals. Well, we had a client here, and he just recently left, but he came here about last year. He came in with no job, of course homeless. He got in. We got to help him get access to food, help him, look at his options of school, different things. He ended up going into school through the Bridge program. He did get a job. He bought a car maybe about 2 months ago, and actually he did just move out into his own apartment. So he was able to maintain and become self-sufficient, and he did that in a year. So he did really well for himself. When a client comes into the TLC program, what they are given off the top is they have a place to stay. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. They do get a roommate. In that apartment, it's furnished with couches, a bed, refrigerator, the basic necessities that you would need to survive.
I've seen a lot of changes in myself. I feel like I matured a lot. Like I said, they helped me with budgeting. I feel like I matured in that area a lot. And then I got a job. I'm still currently attending school. My plan is to get my AA by 2013, and then from there, the police academy, and then my long-term goal is probations. I want to work in the area with probations. Staff here at TLC, they helped me push my goals when I was in school. They kept me motivated to keep going, keep doing my work. Like that. Well, when I first moved in, I used to wear slippers, right? And I used to stay upstairs. And when I walked, I used to drag my feet. And then we had a staff member yell at me. He was like, "Oh, here comes Prince." Just because I used to drag my feet. And I just thought, that was just pretty funny. And then at the recognition dinner, there was this game, and it was about hula hooping or whatever. Didn't nobody want to do it, so I was like, all right, I'll go and hula hoop. And then I was doing the hula hoop. And we won the prize or whatever because I won the hula hoop. Yeah.
I chose Early Head Start because my mom referred me to this facility. I didn't know about it, but my mom got the number and she gave it to me, and I called and I scheduled an appointment, and that's how I learned about Early Head Start. My daughter Victoria has been coming to Head Start for 7 months. Well, I've noticed that she's more social. She smiles more. She even knows songs. Like sometimes at home I'll sing some of the songs that she learns here, and she'll know them. Like she'll start dancing, and so she's just, I don't know, I feel like she's learning faster here.
Well, we get the kids very early, so they have a lot of opportunity to learn. We get them starting from 6 weeks all the way until they're 3 years old. So they learn basic skills at the beginning, you know, try to learn how to hold their bottle. Then once they start moving, they'll learn to roll over. We'll be working right with them on how to get on their fours to start crawling, then their first steps, you know, try to get their attention onto a toy or something they really like so they could come and take their first steps. There is one particular example that, you know, I would like to share, and this little girl, she came to us when she was about 8 months old. She didn't have skills to crawl or, you know, to move around on her own. Being here gave her the opportunity to see other kids moving around, and that will motivate her to move and to try to go and catch on to them. And, you know, she started crawling after about a month of being here. She had some disabilities that would kind of inhibit her from using her fine motor skills, but she overcame that. She showed us that she was resilient and that she was willing to thrive and just succeed. So by being here, you know, we got to see that, and you get to love those kids so much that you're very sad when they go.
You know, one of the things we talk about, community action agencies and school systems and police departments and chambers of commerce, and what is our mission and what is our vision for the community. Fact is we all work on the same issue. We all working on quality of life issues. If you look at the chamber, they work on quality of life issues by trying to advance business community and the business atmosphere. If you look at Fresno Unified, they're advancing they're advancing quality of life by providing quality education for the children in the community. If you look at the WIB, they're trying to advance the quality of life by creating jobs. Well, community action, we're trying to advance the quality of life by dealing with those folks who are at the bottom end of the economic strata. So when you talk about a rising tide lifts all boats, the boats that we're rising when we're trying to fix quality of life issues are those that are at the bottom of the lake, and we're trying to raise them up so that they can become not just self-sufficient, but contributing members of the community.